Hey everyone, welcome back. I am the Electrical Code Coach from electricalexamcoach.com, and this is lesson 9.2 in our video series. In this lesson, we're going to be sizing wire for continuous and non-continuous loads. Let's recap on the basics before we get started. If the question states that it terminates to 60, 75, or 90 degree C terminals, we're going to make our selection from that respective column under normal circumstances. And the second one is, as with overcurrent protection, like we learned before, we're going to do 125% demand factor for all loads that are expected to run for 3 or more hours. Let's get to it. What size copper conductor would you select for a 40 amp load using THHW terminating on 75 degree C terminals? Step 1, find the total connected load. In this case, we know the load, it's 40 amps, but we must check for demand factors. It doesn't mention a specific type of equipment or that it's going to be a continuous load, so in this case, there are no demand factors. And we always have to remember that all wire must meet or exceed the known load. So we have to find a wire that meets or exceeds 40 amps. We head to our primary ampacity table, and the first thing we're going to do is check the type of conductor. It's copper, so we're going to start on the left-hand side of the table. We're in the 75 degree C column because that's our terminal rating. Then we're going to slide down and find a wire that meets or exceeds the known load, and we find out that it's an 8-gauge conductor, and we select C. Great job! What size copper conductor would you select for a 60 amp load running for more than 5 hours using THHN type wire terminating on 75 degree C terminals? Step 1, find the total connected load. Well, our starting known load is going to be 60 amps, but we must check for demand factors. When we find out that it's going to be a continuous load, we need to remember to do our 125% rule for continuous loads. So we take our original known load, multiply it by 1.25, and that gives us a new known load of 75 amps to size our wire by. And remember, our wire must meet or exceed the known load. We head to our primary ampacity table. We head to the copper side because it wants copper conductors. We're in the 75 degree C column, and we need to go down and find a wire that meets or exceeds 75 amps, and we find that it happens to be a number 4. Let's get to it. What size copper conductors would you select for a 40 amp load that's considered a continuous load using THHN type wire terminating on 75 degree C terminals? Step 1, find the total connected load. In this case, our starting known load is 40 amps. Well, we have to check for demand factors, but they've already let us know that it's going to be considered a continuous load. We take our original known load, multiply it by 1.25, and that gives us a new known load of 50 amps. And all of our wire must meet or exceed the known load. We head over to our primary ampacity table. We're going to start on the left-hand side because they want copper conductors, and we're in the 75 degree C column. We come down and we find a wire that meets or exceeds our load, and we're going to put it on a number 8. Great job! What size aluminum conductors would you select for a 90 amp load running for more than 5 hours using THHN type wire terminating on 75 degree C terminals? Step 1, find the total connected load. Well, our starting known load is going to be 90 amps, but we must check for demand factors. In this case, we find out it's a continuous load. We're going to do our continuous load math. We take our starting known load multiplied by 1.25, and that's going to give us a new known load of 112.5 amps. Now, we have to remember that all of our wire must meet or exceed the known load. We head to our primary ampacity table, but this time we have to be careful because they are wanting aluminum conductors. So we're actually going to start on the right-hand side of this table. We're going to start on the right-hand side. We're in the 75 degree C column. We come down and we find a wire that meets or exceeds the known load, and we find out that it needs to be on a 1/0. Let's get to it. That's the end of lesson 9.2. You can head over to electricalexamcoach.com to get the quizzes that go along with these videos and unlimited access to our testing center. I am the Electrical Code Coach, and I want you to know that you're doing a great job. If you need anything from me, you can always just email me at electricalcodecoach@gmail.com. Don't give up. I know you can do it. Keep grinding. Let's get to it.